Hello everyone, this is Lori from Grammy's Keepsakes, and I'm coming today with an update on some items that I put in my Etsy shop and a D-stash. So let's start with these gorgeous scans. These are from that antiquing trip that I made when I went on my road trip to Minnesota, and I was able to get some of my goodies scanned in. So here we've got this train waybill ledger, and here we have another the Duluth South Shore and Atlantic Railway Company waybill, the front and back of the Western Union Telegram, Fox Furniture Company receipt. They bought a shelf and paid $1 in 1961. And here's an order blank for the Indiana Botanic Gardens. And here was the little sheet that came with the Indiana Botanic Gardens order blank. It's the free almanacs and with the listing of names and addresses of your friends. And here's a little postal insurance ephemera and the front of the envelope for the order blank. And here I scanned the statements that I got, and I also did them in half size, so there's printed 2 on a page so that you could see some alternatives. So here we have the receipt and the order blank and the ephemera, and here are the railway train bills and the statements and the Western Union. So those are fun sizes for alternatives for you. And then I scanned some of my laces and trims. Here's an eyelet fabric. Beautiful. I just love how this turned out. Here we've got some more trims. Here's a colorful page. I've got some greens, this a beige, a white, and then blue and green, and the pink and coral, and the dark. Pretty trims. And here I have a wide lace. I almost said eyelet. It's not eyelet, it's just lace. And then here are some real pretty flowers, both the dark and the light of the little roses. Those would be fun to cut out and use. Here we've got some more pretty trims. Oh, goes this way. I love how these turned out. They're just gorgeous. They were white when I started. I dipped them in coffee because I had to. I love it. And here's some eyelets and some laces. And here's that one with the little flowers. I love that. And this little eyelet that you can thread a ribbon through the holes. Just gorgeous. So these are the new trims that I have in my shop. And then for my D-stash, I have got oodles and oodles of vintage books. Most of these are dating from 1868 through 1948, and then I've added a few extras as little freebies that date from the 50s and the 60s. So let's go through these. This is a page of a little cookbook. And each of the sets I have have different pages, but they have the same quantities. And here I've got 2-page sets, and this is in German. And I took apart the books carefully. Here I've got 2 pages for Greg's shorthand. And 2 pages from Little Women. Beautiful, beautiful. I love how they're coloring. And let's take a look. The Little Women book is from 1929. So this is an oldie. I can't wait to get it all gutted and I can use the cover for a journal. Wouldn't that be great? And here I have this beautiful book, The Life and Public Services of James J. Blaine. And this is from 1884. And look at the beautiful coloring on this page. Beautiful. And here other verses that came from this Baroque Broom Ballads, and this is from 1904. And so everybody will get one of these pages. And this is a really nice paper. It's more like, it feels like kind of like a watercolor paper, sort of. It's not quite as thick as a watercolor paper, but that's what it feels like to me. And here I've got another book another page from a recipe book, cookbook. And the pages that I took out of these, the cookbook ones, see, they're all different. These are the original covers. They're all very, very old. And 1931, 1937, I don't see the date on the cover anymore. It's probably on one of the pages inside one of the sets. The Royal Cookbook, that is 1932. And 250 Ways of Serving Potatoes. Potatoes is my favorite food in the world. This one is newer. It's 1951. And I saved the index sheets for me, for my journals. So those are the cookbook covers. And here we have, I believe these came from the Standard Book of British and American Verse. 1932. Yeah. And there's 2-page sets of that. And here we've got, oh, 3, no, this one goes to a different one. These, getting them all mixed up, I think is this, the Treasury of Short Stories. That's where that came from, and it's from 1947. this is a short story also. And these the Cambridge edition of poets, Mrs. Browning. And it's the complete poetical works of Mrs. Browning. And it's from 1900. Oh, and another one of those came from this book, The American Mercury Reader, from 1944. That's where this one came from. Here we've got more cookbook, 2 more pages. And this is from Taylor's Encyclopedia of Gardening. And I've been using this book quite a bit already. I love this book. 1936, 38, 42, and 48. And these pages, they feel like butter. They're so smooth. The page, the paper itself, it feels so wonderful. And this one is from Luther Burbank's His Method and Discoveries and Their Practical Application, Volume 8. And I do have it gutted already. I have the journal in process. I'm hoping to have it completely finished for next week's release. And this is from 1914. And this one is Shakespeare, The Complete Works. (1948 and 1952). So this one's a newer book also. But beautiful, beautiful paper. And this one, isn't that gorgeous how this is aged and yellowed around the edges? This is from the librettos of the Wagner operas. (1938). And here we've got a childcraft. And they came from this edition. This is volume 2 this time. I have volume 1 also, but I used the ones out of this book. 1939 is the most recent. It was 1923, 31, 34, 35, 37, and 1939. So that's what this copy is. So. And then these are from my 1904 dictionary. And that is a big one that I forgot to bring up here to my desk. But this is a beautiful dictionary. It's about 6 inches thick. And I just love using the paper from it. It's gorgeous. And then I've got some music pages. And this one, I believe, is from, oh, this one doesn't date it. I used 2 different ones. One is from 1961, and the other one is from the 1950s. So this one, and the one from 1961, it says it. So this one must be the one from the 50s. And this book, I love that book. This is the Harper School Geography. And it's from 1875. Beautiful, beautiful paper. And this is a Russian book. And I can't remember the date. I can't remember the date on it. And I've already gotten rid of the cover. So, but it is an old one. This, well, it's from the 60s. The like 61 or 62. It's early 60s. And here I've got a 1961 music page. And this is from a Polish and English book of how to learn Polish. And here's from a bird encyclopedia. Beautiful images. And here's from a children's rhymes book. And these are from the 60s also. And this one is in German also. And this is from, I believe, 1964. And in every kit, there is one newsprint type page that's large like this, and one illustrated page. And I have several of these kits, and they will be active in my Etsy shop when this is live. And for the trims that I scanned, if anybody's interested in the real trims, just convo me in Etsy and we'll work out a deal. And I don't have enough to just list them and have enough for everybody, but I do have some that I would be willing to part with. But I want to thank you, everybody, for watching. I think I've got that shorthand book handy. Let's take a look at the date. Um, 1936 is the most recent. It was started in 1893, but this is a 36 issue. And then this German book. And this lovely little flyer from the cookbook. I love that. Well, anyway, thank you, everybody. Have a great day.